This video explains how the courts assess infringement by reproduction in musical works as opposed to other kinds of works by using this case analysis. Australian band Men at Work and their well-known flute riff in Down Under were accused of reproducing a substantial part of the Kookaburra Sits in the Old Gum Tree song to constitute copyright infringement. Larrikin owned the copyright in Kookaburra and won, claiming damages for copyright infringement of 2 bars of music by EMI and Men at Work. So how did the court come to this conclusion? They stepped through 3 main elements. Firstly, you must identify the work in which copyright subsists. This requires Kookaburra to be an original work. A melody, excerpt or phrase is sufficient. Although the defence complained that the simplicity of Kookaburra as a round of overlapping voices would require more copying note for note, Kookaburra was still deemed an original short musical work being characterised by the entwined phrases which requires a degree of skill and originality. The second element involves identifying in the alleged infringing work the part copied. This involves looking at whether there is objective similarity between the 2 works and a causal link in reproduction. The court relied on expert testimonies to help them understand the complexities that underpin a musical work. Music, whether on paper or sound recording, still has various elements such as melody, key, tempo, harmony and structure to consider as opposed to other works. The courts do struggle with this, which can create different perceptions from the eye or ear in finding the recognisable part in Down Under, taken from Kookaburra. The assessment compares melody lines. They look for the catchy sound which sticks in your head. By doing this, they were able to determine the flute riff plays the second bar of Kookaburra's melody, labelled its signature. It was acknowledged both sounds play different functions, meaning the flute is like an answering lick following naturally, and with help from experts they heard exact sounds that were too long and similar to be coincidence. As to key, the chords slightly differed, which produced different sounds and feelings for listeners even though they're the same notes. This wasn't relevant because a listener can still easily perceive sounds as being the same in any key. Tempo and rhythm refer to the speed or feel of the song. Despite differences in genre, for example, Kookaburra is folk with a jolly feel which differs from Down Under's flute having a whimsical feel. Sufficient similarity was still found on the slur of words. It was also held the harmonies did not make the phrases in Kookaburra unrecognisable. In light of this breakdown, the defence argued too much focus was on the 2-bar melody only, comparing similarities, which a failure to consider major differences in harmony, key, lyric, structure, tempo and Down Under as a whole being a 93-bar piece. The third element involves assessing was the part taken a substantial part of the copyright work. This is a question of fact which favours quality of work taken, not quantity. It was held the flute riff constituted 50% of the makeup of Kookaburra as the principal melody hook, holding the band liable. Therefore, it is clear a musical work involves complex analysis in establishing copyright infringement. Thank you very much.